But it could be a great jazz guitar, it's a great rock guitar, it's a great blues guitar, it's a great country guitar. It's basically a blank canvas to do whatever you want to do with it. And quite frankly, it's a weapon. I mean, it's your own security system. You're at a gig, someone's acting up. You simply wield this guitar like a club, they're down for the count. And all of a sudden, it's still in tune, and you just keep on playing. These guitars, I mean, at the end of time, there will be cockroaches and Telecasters. I'm sorry. It's an instrument that it cannot be defiled to the point where it's going to cease. So,
Keith Richards plays Telecaster.
Exactly. That's why Keith Richards has lasted this long. It's guilt by association. You know, the guitar player from REO Speedwagon died the other day. It's like, add insult to injury, Keith Richards outlived you. You know what I mean? Wow, that's gotta hurt. You get to the afterlife going, really? Did that just happen? He's still around? Anyways, so, when we were making these pickups, I sent out 3 of my Telecasters. Richie Fleegler sent out a Telecaster for him with some hand-wound pickups in it. And the Fishman folks caught images of, you know, with all their flux capacitors and their discombobulatives. They measured the pickups every which way for Tuesday. And then we reconvened for the voicing process. And what that consisted of is we had another shuttle guitar with the stuff routed out here, so we could take the actual single coil pickup that we were trying to emulate, pop that in, listen to that, pop it out immediately, pop in the Fluence version, and then repeat until we got the sound that we wanted. And it was a long, doggone process, let me tell you. We started with the bridge pickup, and there's all kinds of things that make a Tele bridge pickup sound the way that it's supposed to. That copper plate that it's on underneath the pickguard, that's a big thing. There's all this stuff that goes into making a Telecaster sound like a Telecaster. So we knew this, so we started with having to do the things that we thought we needed to do to make the Tele pickup sound right. And to make a long story short, we ended up having to do all kinds of crazy stuff in order to make it happen. Because with the way that this coil is made, it doesn't respond to certain metals the same way that a regular coil would. So there was all kinds of stuff that needed to be done, but we put in some 12, 14-hour days, and sometimes on the 14th hour of that day, we'd be like, we got it! And so the bridge pickup, we ended up doing, going after the 2 different sounds, actually for both pickups, is based on a Blackguard Tele, so an early 50s Telecaster, you know, kind of a more aggressive ice pick, razor blades, and hand grenades hands. And then the second sound, which is now, instead of doing the push-pull pots, we couldn't do that because important to me is being able to do the wahs, you know, on a Telecaster, you do those tone control wahs. So we had to work on that to make sure that that was right, and we couldn't have a push-pull pot there or else that would have messed that up. So Larry said, well, why don't we have some kind of a push-pull, or some kind of a toggle switch there, and then he goes, I've got this push-push pot that we could use. So this thing, you just put your finger on it, you push it in for the second sound, you push it in again, it pops up. Totally cool, it's out of the way, it's awesome. But everything that we needed to do in order to make these pickups sound right fits into this assembly right here. So when you buy the Tele pickups, you get the pickups themselves, you get this assembly, and there's all kinds of things going on in there. The lithium-ion battery is in there. There's the switching system that does what it needs to do in order to make these sound right and not have any hum. And then we're like, well, where are we going to power it up? I don't want anything on this panel other than this, because I don't want to mess with the traditional look of a Telecaster. And they're like, well, we'll put it right there. So it comes with this plate as well. So you got your 1/4-inch jack in, and you have your mini USB to power it up here. And so everything comes with the set. You have no 9-volt option with the Telecaster pickups. You got to do the lithium-ion thing, but that's all right. You don't have to carve up anything. It is what it is.